welcome back to Behind the Bands and Marr Rock Show. I have Johannes again from Avatar. Welcome back to the show.
Oh, thank you.
So we are super excited to see you, and I'm not just going to throw. I'm going to throw a compliment or two at you because I don't like to fan gush during an interview, but we're going to do it a little in this one because we've been keep telling people one of the best, if not the best, live acts out there right now anywhere. These guys, Avatar.
Oh, thank you.
So, hey, you just started playing festivals here in the U.S. not that long ago. I know we saw you at Rock on the Range. So, talk a little bit about the explosion of this band in the States.
Well, it's at this point it's really hard to even know what to say. But we just the other week, I for the first time started to count and realize, okay, our first tour in the States was about 18 months ago, and not more. It's like, all right. It's been quite a ride, and it's gone pretty fast. But it's hard to know what to say about it. The thing is that we've been around for so much longer in Europe. We had our first album out before we were even 20 years old, any of us, you know. So we've done quite a bit before coming over here, and I guess just that the whole accumulated. We learned a whole lot of things in the past about, you know, to focus, to work with the right people, you know, and to about our integrity and all these things that made, in a way, we were more ready when we started, you know, getting albums out in the US than we did in Europe. So at home we got a longer history of more ups and downs, you know, because it's a learning curve to this.
Well, it took off fast here. Now, as I'm looking down at this tour, it's kind of interesting because, and maybe this is normal, I don't know, I was talking to your manager about this, but it seems like you're going festival, club, club, festival, club, club. How are you switching gears back and forth from the, you know, the 30,000 festival crowd to the smaller shows?
I like the gear switching, actually. It's switching gears is not hard. What can be hard if you don't watch out is, you know, that if they start to be too similar to each other, you start to, you know, get too comfortable in the situation you're given. So I've enjoyed that it's been a fairly chaotic tour in that sense. We opened a couple of times with Mushroom Head, we've done our headliner things and the festival days, like you said, and then you throw in a showcase somewhere there in the middle of it, and that has kept us on our toes and saved us time, you know, because otherwise we try to keep ourselves on our toes anyway, you know. So we I don't know, change up the set list and what songs we played and dig out something we haven't played in a long time if we can, you know. So we try to do stuff like that anyway, but I know it keeps us awake.
Now, I saw how long ago you guys became a band, so you all were like teenagers and pretty much the same group. So, two questions about that. When you started, are you all still playing the same instruments in the same role as when you became a band?
Yeah.
Because you were so young.
Yeah. Everybody joined the band for the purpose of playing a specific instrument, or, you know.
And then my second question is, so when you got together, did you sound the way you do now? In other words, was it a different style band? I don't mean the talent, I mean the style. Like, how does a band that's brand new say, this is the kind of style we're going to be?
Oh, no, it was, you know, we are very rooted in more extreme death metal and more clearly traditional melodic death metal. And anyway, our first setup of covers that we played in early lineups, you know, it was everything between Cannibal Corpse and Halloween. So it was quite a mix, and when we started writing, it was very... And
you were singing the Halloween songs. And not that you... I mean, I get it, but that's a different kind of vocals than
yeah, but nobody heard. So, as far as I'm concerned, it sounded amazing, of course, and no one will ever prove the opposite. Where were we?
How do I follow that? That was awesome.
No, but it was a very mixed bag, and but I guess it's the most important first influence that we shared in the band. You know, that was a huge deal for all of us. Was The Haunted. That is what John said and played, you know, through the live albums to learn how to play, you know, metal drums and all that. And at some signing session, I got to ask Marco Aro how do you do that without ruining your throat, you know. That they were huge influences on us. And by then 3 years, so we have this kind of extreme background, and within 3 years have blended with, you know, some more groove-oriented stuff, and some, you know, some other additions with the songwriting. That the roots will always be an extreme. Then, as a death metal fan, I don't really consider us being really death metal today.
You got a different style than that for sure, and it's, you can tell the roots are there. But it's one of the things that I was going to ask you about next. As a great segue, is you don't hear a lot of bands with a new sound anymore, and I often hear people talk about you guys with a new sound, and I think it's because you blended a couple sounds together. Do you hear that a lot from people?
I hear that a fair bit, and it's really when people think we sound like something specific, they always think so vastly different from each other. You know, it's nobody does the same, you know, the same things the same band when they try to, you're exactly like those, you know. So that's also got to say something. But there are a couple, you know, of bands out there that kind of do, I guess, with totally different results, but still the kind of same idea of that you're allowed to pick influences and ideas from wherever, you know.
Yeah.
May it be, I don't know, the Israel Vibration, or, you know, whatever, the Kelly family, it doesn't matter, you know. It can be whatever, and put it into what you're doing. And I don't know, I think about System of a Down as an example of that, for instance.
So a little birdie told me this, and I know you guys are big fans of Pantera because I saw you guys visited the gravesite the other day. Someone told me that this bus that we're sitting on is actually a former Pantera bus. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. The joy and excitement over that fact has kind of faded off, though, because this bus is as old as a Pantera, it turns out.
I was thinking that myself.
So it's not
a VHS player right here. Oh, the thing, yes, but it is, and Tim, being the biggest Pantera fan in the band for sure, with the most Pantera-related tattoos, etc., he called dibs on Dimebag's spunk. But other than that, you know, the noise we hear outside, I think, is them trying to repair the generator again, so.
Jeez. The glorious life of the road, right?
Yeah, the bus is tired.
So a makeup question here. Has the expression always been the same? Like, have you ever changed it just to see what people do? Like, instead of the smile, put a frown on them?
Well, there are some frowns.
Oh,
some
really?
Pictures. Yeah. Well, not in the paint, not in the how it's painted, but I mean, just because it's there, I don't go like this all the time. So that's not the idea of it. No. It's, I don't know. I don't think Gene Simmons will suddenly start painting a butterfly in his face instead. You know, that's not how it works.
Yeah. So you guys have awesome music videos. A lot of bands kind of abandoned the idea of doing music videos now, and you guys instead took it the other way. You guys do awesome ones, and I see videos like Hail the Apocalypse and all the other ones you got up there. So talk about how important they are to you, and how much time you put into those things.
Well, the key point more than anything is that we treat everything about Avatar as art. Every aspect. It's not just the songs. And we also we succeed in keeping control over things as well, you know, the decisions making and stuff like this. And we just think that, yeah, if you're gonna do a music video, you need to actually do something cool with it. It's just as important as a song. And I just don't understand bands who don't do that, honestly. It would be like writing an album without caring about, you know, getting good riffs on there, you know. So it's for me, it's bizarre that it is a unique thing today, or a fairly unique thing. And what I think is unique about it, what we do, is we are a pretty small collective. We are, you know, it's the band, and this guy Johan Carlén is our director / photographer, and we got Emma who does the makeup, and also that we force into some production meetings for, you know, another perspective. And it's us, and we do the music. We do it like this little punk rock do-it-yourself team, you know.
On the new album, there's one song that's not in English. So what was the decision behind that? And tell me about that tune, because, by the way, I don't know what it means. So if you could also tell me what it's about, because I don't.
It's the second time we do a song in not English. And anyway, it's interesting that it has turned to this. That is such a standard today that everybody does for most of the time songs in English. Why? It's not the biggest language in the world, and when you think about it, what was cool about it is that it's the biggest second language in the world. You have to excuse me, but I'm not very impressed of the fact that you speak English.
I wouldn't expect you to be. Some say I don't even speak it very well.
But I am very impressed by the fact that it works. That that I am from Sweden. I speak Swedish. That's my native language. But that I can go to Thailand and meet someone from Chile, and we speak English with each other. That's cool. That is the language of the world. So that anyway, that is something I had to at some point suddenly had to think about. Why do I, at a younger age? Why? Because for the first years you just do as you think things are supposed to be done. But anyway, on Black Walls, then there was this song we needed to solve. Somehow something was missing, and to really make this song take off from the ground, and that was Blod when we decided to do that one in Swedish. And that kind of started a tradition that, by all means, we at least for now think we're gonna intend to keep going, and to make one in a new language for each album. And I'm half German.
So it was in German, right? That song I'm talking about. Yeah, I thought it was.
It's Tsar Bomba, and it's in German. And my mom helped me finishing up the lyrics, so she's got a writer's credit for that one. And it's basically Tsar Bomba. Are you familiar with the term?
No, I don't know what it means.
It's in the early 60s. It was the largest nuclear, atomic bomb that's ever been detonated on the face on Earth ever. It was a testing by the Soviets, basically, flexing some muscles towards the West, showing like, okay, look, you're just testing this thing, so, and then we see, oh, that we better watch out. And then historically, it turns out that nowadays, or later, it turned very obsolete technique to have as big bomb as possible. It's not interesting anymore. Now we have more specific. So it's anyway, it's old news. But this Tsar Bomba then becomes the symbol for this destructive force for people in charge, and specifically what triggered me with this and was what's called in English LGBT, the movement and the oppression that you have to deal with if you are born to be that, and you are in certain parts of the world where people are not as nice to you, which could also for that matter be here in the West as well, and also in countries who claim to be better at it than they actually are. So that pissed me off a lot. And
so do you know what the language is going to be on the next one?
Well, I just moved to Helsinki in Finland, but Finnish is hard. My girlfriend's Italian, and I think she doesn't really want to at this point, but I'm gonna make her. She'll help me.
I love it, an Italian avatar, so that's so cool.
But she's very educated, so it might be Latin or medieval French. We'll see. There,
you are stretching it there, man. You're going back.
Yeah. But gonna always a challenge.
So hey, one last thing. So tell me about. I've always we meet so many cool Swedish bands. I've met Swedish just one after the other now, and I would love to go over there. So tell me about Gothenburg, the music scene. What I would see and what I would want to visit if I go there.
I don't know if there's so much of a scene.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. It's. Well, there was, and I don't. It's always, the scene is always something that's, very sexy to talk about once it has already happened. But in reality, it was just, a couple of kids and a youth center playing, and so 2 of them got signed, and then 2 years later, maybe another one, and that,
You have branched out so much, and I'm really happy to see how well you guys are doing. And hey, man, best of luck to you out on tour. Be safe out there, and we're going to see you every chance we get.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.